Sup, goats? It's JOAT, and welcome back to a new live reaction and review video. Today, we're going to be listening to some Eugene. Now, Eugene, I've known of him for about 2 years now. I was put on to his music through songs like Stay Here and Vanta, to name a few. And I instantly, not to sound corny, but I instantly felt a connection to his stuff, to his music. Like something just latched me onto it, something indescribable. Not only does he put forth these soul-crushing bass lines in his stuff, put into this trap dubstep hybrid most of the time. He's done rhythm too. He does a whole bunch of different shit with that. But to juxtapose all the heaviness we get with his music, bro has a wonderful singing voice. His voice is phenomenal. Definitely one of my favorite like bass music singers, if you even want to call it that. Yeah, I love this man's music. I've been waiting to cover one of his projects for a very long time now. And he's been on a roll in the past half year or so. He released an EP at the end of last year. Very solid EP, very enjoyable. He also kicked off this year with a single and an AB with Slang Dogs. I previewed some of the second song off of that project called Egress. And the intro is just perfect. It's perfect because of his singing, because of the atmosphere in the back. And yeah, the single he dropped in like January, I think. It was called Crush Depth. Named it as one of my favorite bass music releases of this year so far. Included it on Best Dubstep of January or February. I'm not sure right now. But yeah, so excited to get into this project I'm going to be covering of his today. It is called Boost Pressure. It is a 4-track EP. I've heard the first track with LOJ, Uranium, but I will play it out for y'all right now if you have not heard it yet. But yeah, I mean, without further ado, I expect some good shit from this thing. So let's get into this. Uranium. Off rip. The melancholia just This is amazing. Stompy fucking build up. Now I remember it. It's coming back to me. The progression of that drop is so steady and simple, but I love it. Fire. Brought the singing in. Wow. That was track 1, Uranium with LOJ. Yeah, off to a great start with this thing. Subtle field recording, atmosphere in the intro. You heard some birds chirping there. He added some different instruments and different sounds to keep it interesting. And yeah, this is an example of the more rhythmy direction that he takes some of his music in. But you can still feel the trap influence to this tune. Crunchy and gritty synths. Second drop was kind of interesting. Initially, it sounded like they were using the vocal one-shot as like the front synth, and the bass line was just doing its thing. Boom, boom, boom. And the way the heaviness sort of faded out as soon as his vocal came in, like gradually just went back down into the depths type shit. That was clever. Yeah, I mean, shout out to LOJ's contribution. Not sure what they exactly did here, but I'm sure they both did their own thing on this tune. It's great, yeah. All right, track 2, Busy. Like the raspy timbre of his vocals, bro. Isn't that called a falsetto in like vocal terminology? I don't know. Cool build-up. That bass. All right, here it comes again. He like paused it, did some greasy gritty shit with it. That was fun. That bass line was big, bro. It was really, really big. At first, I didn't really hear much of it, but then like starting during the B section of the first drop, it just comes in all stereo, saturated, just huge. But it has to be that big to support that quirky ass droid kind of sound design, almost new rhythm actually. Yeah, that contrast was really cool. Love to see it from him, singing, of course, on point. Sometimes his lyrics are unintelligible, but it does sound very, very good. So yeah, the low notation that the bass line did, really enjoyed that. And yeah, yet again, another rhythmy track on show here. And of course, it does not take away from the impactfulness and weight of his songs. Yeah, I enjoy that one. Let's get into I Don't Feel Like It. Oh yeah, one more thing before I get into this tune, just the Reese work in his intros. Like mellow atmosphere, his singing paired with the Reese just doing its thing, landing on different notes. It sounds so good, bro. Yeah, let's get into this one. The way this hit, I have mixed feelings so far. I'll get into why once the song finishes. This is very good though. Fill work. That's another thing about his shit. The fills are just so huge and guttural. That tune was okay. I'm not crazy about it. I'll get into why. Rhythmy, yet again. I'm guessing he's trying to go for a more rhythm-centric approach on the CP. But the way the sound design, that rearing, metallic sort of sound design, it was cool to listen to. The way it went upstairs in pitch, I wasn't crazy about it initially. I wasn't the biggest fan of that at first. And there's like this goofy sustain in there too that, I couldn't 100% take this track seriously. Maybe that was his intention. It just felt like a sillier track due to the pitching, duh, 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 and then the sustain. It's a little wacky, it is. But the sluggish, stompy delivery in the second drop kind of made me get used to that pitch movement, the pitching up pitch movement. But yeah, it's far from being one of my favorite Eugene songs. I feel like it may actually be one of my least favorites of his as of late. I'm not saying it's bad though, it's definitely decent. It might grow on me with a couple more listens, but as of right now, I'm not feeling this one all too much. It's just okay for me. Final track though, Vault Hunter. Oh, the way the vocals surfaced after the piano. It's fucking crackling. Love how he puts parts of the intro into, what is this, the midsection? Yeah, that was a pretty short tune, 2 minutes. I gotta run that first part of the drop back. I think that was only one drop actually, and then just like an extended midsection into outro. This part though, hold on. The overly distorted pinprick sound design, those like short bursts start out like syncopated. Then they sort of get woven into the beat a little more, and then that contorts and switches up into a full-on, drawn-out bass line. That is very creative. And obviously with some vocal shots, atmospheric shots in the background too. Yeah, this one was the swampiest of the bunch, definitely. May have even been the heaviest too, despite it being the shortest. But yeah, I fucked with that one. It was over before it began, felt like, but it was fire while it lasted. Yeah, during that like midsection outro part, past the halfway mark of the song, it's sort of a more call and response thing that he does with the heaviness and just the trap beat playing out with the atmosphere. Again, the contrast, he has a very clear contrast distinction between the lighter sounds and the heavier sounds. Very interesting listen. I mess with that one a lot. And that already concludes this EP. Pretty brief EP actually, but I did enjoy it. Least favorite track, I Don't Feel Like It. Seems like he's a little more comfortable with this more rhythmy direction that he's been putting forth as of late. And still some of the gnarliest shit in the underground. Him putting his own vocals to the table. Yeah, despite some of the moments here not being his strongest or his best, in my opinion, I still like this thing a lot. And yeah, like I said, I decided to make a video because I need to make sure that all 5,200 and something subscribers of mine know who Eugene is at the very least. Even if y'all don't fuck with his music, at least give it a shot. Yeah. I like this EP quite a bit. Thank you all for watching. This has been your boy Joe. Make sure to support Eugene on his socials. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to follow my socials. Follow my Twitter. Join my Discord as well as everything else for news and updates. Get used to me standing too. I broke my chair a couple weeks back, so yeah. Yeah, Eugene, Boost Pressure EP. I will see y'all in the next vid. Peace.